And we're back to more Bad End Theater.
Hey, everybody.
And we're going to work on getting the Maiden endings next.
Perfect.
So as soon as I get to that section. So what do we have for Maiden endings? So we have Consumed, Selfless,
Executed.
we don't have Slaughtered. Okay. So for the Slaughterhouse, we need a trusting hero, an antisocial overlord, and a disloyal underling.
Hero have you learned? Don't trust.
You are a maiden. You live in a peaceful village next to a spooky demon overlord's castle. You are told that you are fated to be captured by the overlord one day because you are a beautiful young girl. Demon overlords apparently love capturing those. You think of how you haven't heard of that actually happening to anyone. But maybe the demons just haven't been given the opportunity. Who knows? You are in church. You pray to your God, asking why you've been born into this role of maiden. You respect the divine plan and all, but you're really just curious as to what the point of it is. You are impatient. Meeting a demon actually sounds pretty gosh darn exciting. Maybe you'll understand your role better if you were to just hurry up and get captured already. You leave a note and venture forth to find a demon just to, see what happens.
Scribble.
Not long into your little adventure, a demon underling appears before you. It looks pretty scary. So we have to show for the hero. Actually, this is a choice that never matters.
Okay.
You yell, but a hero doesn't not come. The demon is put off by your sudden shouting and asks you to keep it down. You apologize. They seem more confused than hostile, which totally catches you off guard. You tell the demon your name and explain that you're a maiden from the village. You tell them that you're thinking maybe you could understand your role better if you were to hurry up and get taken away by a demon already. The demon doesn't seem to have really been listening to you, which is a little irritating. They agree to take you to their master nonetheless. After a long walk to the castle, you are introduced to the overlord. You explain why you've come, and she squints at you. It turns out she never had any plans to capture maidens, or to do anything else that would agitate the humans. You wonder for a moment if she might be lying, but it doesn't really seem like it is. Still, this doesn't make any sense to you. You've always been told the demons would one day seek you out, and something awful would happen. Then a hero would come to your rescue. You don't want to believe you've been lied to all along. Maybe it's just that you haven't been maiden-like enough. You ask the overlord what you should do to be more a suitable maiden, but she doesn't seem to understand. Just go home and stop worrying about destiny so much. She makes it sound so simple. This overlord seems like a complete opposite of you. You want to learn more from her and how she thinks. You insist on staying and talking with her. Teach me, master! The overlord tells you again that you should just get lost. How rude. You just got here. Now we want to obey her.
Okay.
You don't want to cause any trouble, so you figure it's time to go home. Along the way, you encounter a hero. He asks you what you're doing. Don't you know that the overlord's castle is, right there? You explain everything that's happened. He is very surprised that demons don't seem to be as malicious as you were raised to believe. The two of you return to the village, hoping to communicate this to everyone. They had all been worried and very glad that the hero brought you back. You quickly set the record straight. You weren't rescued because there was nothing to be rescued from in the first place. The villagers seem confused and look for the hero for an explanation. He tells them that he only ran into you on his way to the castle, and that this isn't really his story to tell. You explain to them how you met the Overlord and that she's not actually interested in capturing maidens or other mean things like that. The villagers look again to the hero, and for confirmation, you feel a little miffed that they seem to prefer his word over yours, but you don't say anything about it. The hero proclaims that he believes your story, but volunteers to go talk to the demon himself, just to make absolute sure. The crowd breaks into hushed whispers. You hear words like trickery and demon sympathizer being thrown around, which makes you frown. You're pretty shocked that everyone's this hesitant to believe you. Does the hero even trust you? You aren't sure anymore. An old man implores the hero to go speak with the Overlord immediately. He says you should be held prisoner and considered dangerous until the hero returns. Much to your relief, the crowd agrees with him. Because, of course, if you were conspiring with demons, they can't afford to let their guard down. The whole village could be slaughtered by monsters. The hero isn't saying anything. You'll be tied up and tossed into a cell at this rate. If you're going to be held captive by anyone, it's going to be to the Overlord, not your fellow countrymen. Leave on my own. You can prove yourself without anyone's help. You make a run for the Overlord's castle, leaving the hero behind. A suspicious group of demons stand just outside the entrance. They're talking about assassinating the Overlord. They immediately notice you overhear them. The underling you recognize from before is the first to do something about it. But you.
This is just the way it has to be.
They suddenly attack you. In that moment, you regret having trusted demons. You die instantly.
That was quick.
Yeah, I like that little guy. He's quick to the punch. Okay. Slaughtered.
So where do you see the names of the blanked out ones?
You don't.
Okay. Cool.
If you're wondering, I have a guide. We told this already.
Oh, I just thought you could maybe see it there too.
Yeah, you can see the ones you have,
Okay.
so I know not to do those ones.
Okay.
So, captive or maiden is the next one. And it's pretty much the same thing. We need an antisocial and trusting hero. We need a disloyal and captor demon. Maiden, yada yada yada. Going to capture, going to talk to a demon. I'll ship for a hero. Who thinks flowers are cool.
Yep.
And obey her. It's the same choices as last time.
Yeah.
So the village doesn't believe me, looks for the hero for answers. The hero has nothing. So time to take matters into my own hands.
Of course, she runs off, making everybody not trust her.
They immediately notice you've overheard them and decide to lock you up in the dungeon before you can cause any trouble. You cry out, but the demons ignore your protests.
Busy!
You can't believe you escaped possibly being thrown into a cell in your village, only to be tossed in this awful place. You said that! You're like, if I'm going to be captured by anyone, it's going to be by the demons.
Exactly!
This is terrible. Who's going to keep those demons from harming the Overlord? You hope she can fend for herself. You sure can't. You hear the sounds of the battle echoing through the halls outside. The hero follow you? If he's out there, your cries don't reach him. After a while, the violence seems to die down. It's impossible to tell what's happened. You continue to wait, but no one comes for you. Unable to escape, you rot in that cell.
Yay?
No, I think that sucks, Cody. I'm pretty sure that was a suck ending.
I think they're all suck endings.
Yeah. Okay, we don't have devout. So for this one, we need a trusting hero, antisocial, disloyal. Okay. Yada yada yada.
And scratch Maiden.
Super hero. This is the exact same thing, except for at the end we gotta grab the hero and take him with us.
Okay.
Yeah, obey her. Okay. Grab the hero and run.
Run
Whoops.
away!
This could be held captive by anyone. You boldly announce that you'll accompany the hero to prove yourself. You'd rather risk what's out there instead of staying in a village that doesn't trust you.
Well, they don't trust you.
No one seems to know how to react. You grab the hero by the wrist and take off before anyone stops you. Near the castle's entrance, you spy a group of suspicious demons congregating. They're talking about assassinating the Overlord. You have to warn her. But the hero shakes his head. He says that this is the true nature of demons. The world is better off with less of them. This isn't right, you think. What kind of hero passes up the chance to save a life? The demons have taken notice of you. It's now or never. You take off into the castle and the unreliable hero follows shortly after. You burst into the Overlord's room, all your words spilling out at once. You should probably slow down, but there's no time. The Overlord seems to have followed your frantic explanation, but clearly doesn't understand the urgency of the situation. The underling you recognize from before barges in, calling you a liar. You're surprised that they were a part of this evil plot. They seem so nice. The other demons come in right after them, saying the whole thing was the first underling's idea. Everyone's shouting at each other now. It's really stressing you out. You are relieved when the Overlord demands silence. She threatens them with violence, and you think she's very Overlord-like in this moment. A group of demons hiss to each other before shutting the door, leaving the little one behind. You watch as it pounds on the door in distress. Have they all locked you in? You have a bad feeling about this. Whoosh! And thinking that must have jinxed it, because now the room is engulfed in flames. If only you had ignored those demons before, you and the hero wouldn't have stumbled into this situation. If you had just pretended not to hear them, if you left as you were told, only the Overlord would have been killed. But you couldn't have done that. That path isn't an option for you. You think that no matter what, you'll always strive for the path where everyone survives. It must exist. It simply must. The Overlord seizes the underling during this. They pay for their life. You pray you don't know what else to do. You pray you don't know what else to do, so you just pray. The Overlord's claws pierce the underling's chest. They scream an awful scream. She digs and twists her claw into the poor things while you continue to pray. But there's no saving anyone now. You, the Overlord, the hero, and the underling's corpse are consumed by fire.
Oh, good. Oh.
Clean up!
Clean up on aisle everything. There's 3 left.
So, let's see. Execute it we have. Sacrificial. Okay, we don't have a compliant. Or complacent. Okay, we hit the next rear. So let's get compliant. True end or escaped and then true ending.
Sounds good.
So for complacent, we need a beautiful and heroic hero.
You be a heroic bastard.
You are Maiden, yada yada yada. This choice literally doesn't matter in every scenario I found.
Yeah.
So we gotta talk to the Overlord. She tells us not to worry about destiny, speaks to us, the hero comes. Mr. Something horrible has happened. The hero suddenly dashes towards the Overlord, sword drawn. Do nothing. The hero's blade pierces the Overlord, and she lets out a horrible scream. You flinch. Oh, that's not good! That looks like a big alley.
Die!
Ah! You asshole!
Ah, I'm doing my job! This is what I'm paid to do!
The Overlord is slain. The hero smiles and holds out his hand to you, saying it's time to go home. His glove is drenched in blood. Hesitantly, you take his hand. The hero guides you through the castle, past the corpses of his enemies. You try to keep your eyes at your feet. There's blood everywhere. You shut your eyes, but even then, you can't escape the smell. All of this was because of you, wasn't it? You exit the castle, and the hero leads you back to the village. Everyone celebrates the hero's great triumph over the demons. You feel sick, but you take part in the festivities regardless. You did exactly what you were meant to do.
Darn.
Okay, this one pretty much plays itself out.
Okay.
So we need a diplomatic hero, a disloyal underling, and a possessive overlord? Yep.
Cool.
You're a maiden, blah 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 blah. Except for hero, doesn't matter.
Hero.
And there's no more choices after this.
Oh.
I want to be captured by the Overlord. Okay. Overlord, she wants to be captured by you. What the fuck? Sorry, I'm not reading this yet, but like it's the same as we've seen for a while.
Yeah.
Spending time with this Overlord has been very nice. You feel butterflies in your stomach. As you fake that, I hear him into his room. You fucking cockblock!
What the hell are you screaming me for?
Can't you see I'm trying to get my freak off?
I'll hit you with the back end of this sword.
See him at first until you realize he must have been sent to retrieve you. Confused, the hero asks what's going on. He explained the situation, reassuring him that you were never in any danger. The hero expresses his relief that this whole misunderstanding hadn't led to any horrible consequences. You apologize for causing trouble, but really you didn't need. Didn't anyone read the note you left? But the Overlord objects to the hero's suggestion. You tell her you plan on returning soon, but she isn't having it. You feel nervous. The hero puts on a brave face for you. Your read.
Oh. If you won't let her go, maybe you demons are evil after all. If you are, I'll be forced to vanquish you.
You leave me no choice. The Overlord suddenly jumps the hero. She tears into him with her claws. You want to cry out, but the scream is catching your throat. You watch because you can't look away. Has she really been lying to you all along? You wonder if this is your punishment for questioning the divine plan. The Overlord approaches you now. You back yourself into a corner. Her expression is complicated. Being captured by the Overlord in a horrible way like this was your destiny after all. But the Overlord stops, or rather, someone has stopped her. However, whatever held back your screams before doesn't stop you this time. Ah! The Overlord is being ripped to shreds by one of her demon underlings. You think you recognize them, but it's hard to tell with all the blood.
Die!
Everyone's stopped moving now. The room is silent, save for the underlings' heavy breathing. You thank them for what they've done, even though it was awful. You feel you've been rescued from a terrible fate. They look at you, confused for a moment, but then puff up their chest.
You should probably go home. This place is dangerous.
Yeah, no shit!
You want me to eat you?
You follow their advice and make your way out of the castle. You decide to never leave home again for the rest of your life. I ain't going nowhere but therapy.
Ain't no therapy helping you.
Alright, the true ending. We need a trusting hero, an antisocial and merciful Overlord, and a disloyal underling. You are a maiden, and you live in a peaceful village, blah blah blah.
Yada yada yada.
So this is going to play out a lot like all the others, so...
Yeah.
The maiden doesn't have a very diverging path.
She does not.
Until, like, the tail end of her story.
Yeah. I've noticed.
So... Not maiden-like enough, go home. Tell me how. Now you obey her. And this one we grab the hero and run. Because we switched one thing, and that's going to make it the true ending. In this story, the demon underling isn't going to die.
Okay.
So we grab the hero and run.
You get back here!
It's now an hour if you take off into the castle and follow shortly out. You burst in the Overlord. All your words spilling out at once. You should probably slow down, but there's no time. The Overlord seems to have followed your frantic explanation, but clearly doesn't understand the urgency of the situation. Gentleman is recognized before, barges in and tells you louder. You're surprised that they're a part of this evil plot. They seem so nice.
They lie!
The other demons come in right after them, saying the whole thing was the first underling's idea.
Bullshit!
Everyone's shouting at each other now. It's really stressing you out. You are relieved when the Overlord demands silence. Everyone shut up! I'll fucking kill you all! The group of demons hiss to each other before shutting the door, leaving the little one behind. He watches it pounce on the door in distress.
Let me out!
Have they locked you all in? You have a bad feeling about all this. And thinking that must have jinxed it, because now the room is engulfed in flames.
Oh, crap.
If only you had ignored those demons before, you and the hero wouldn't have stumbled into this situation. If you had just pretended not to hear them, if you had left as you were told, only the Overlord would have been killed. But you couldn't have done that. That path isn't an option for you. You think that no matter what, you'll always strive for the path where everyone survived. It must exist. It simply must. The Overlord seizes her underling. They beg for their life. You pray. You don't know what else to do, so you just pray. Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. The Overlord spares the underling. You feel relief, but does it make any difference? Will you all burn together?
Yep, we all burn together.
The end. And everyone died. The end. A letter flutters down from beyond the kitchen. Or curtain. Wow, kitchen, Devin? Whew. We'll keep collecting bad endings for now.
Yeah.
My love, I've finally fulfilled a childhood dream of mine. Yes, that's right. I opened my own theater. You would be so proud if you could only see it. I know how much it would have meant to you to be at my side on opening night. I'm sorry you're going ahead without you, but I thought if my theater could become world famous, then maybe you just might hear of it. Wherever you are, forever yours. Tragedy.
I don't like these letters.
Yep, there's a subplot to this whole thing.
Yay!
But we'll get more into that later, so until next time, have a good one, guys.
Peace out.